Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Ask Pocket. And let's start with one from the West. Sam from Perth wants to know, how did you guys come up with your gamer tags? And what suggestions do you have for someone trying to come up with their own? Sam, gamer tags are like children. Once you make it, you're stuck with it forever. So pick a good one or you're just gonna regret it for the rest of your life. I say use the same rules with your gamer tag as you should with anything you put on the internet. Don't make it anything you wouldn't be comfortable saying to your grandmother, or at the beginning of a couple of hundred daily internet shows 300 times a year. I've told my gamer tag story before. It's a nickname my dad called me as a kid. As for the rest of the group, Steph used to play a lot of spellcasting characters in games and thought Hex sounded cool. Gus would play Top Gun on NES with his friends and they picked all the good names, so he got stuck with Goose. Pete's came from wanting to call himself Pierre the Conqueror, but then being conquered by an 8-character limit, he's now known as Pierreth. John is known as Marth online because he used to go by Australian Mafia, but he'll always just be John, ladies and gentlemen, to me. Stephen mispronounced the word banjo and it stuck. Classic banjo. And Hingers is just his last name with ers on the end. Our next question comes from Sid the Sloth, who says, hey, good game. I love the show, especially Pocket. Keep it up, NichBoy. I have a question regarding the TV show. Why is the gameplay footage low res and low frame rate? Pocket and Well Played have high definition gameplay. Why not the TV show? We know, Sid, it hurts everybody here too. The problem is, like most free-to-air TV channels, ABC2 is broadcast in standard definition. Review footage we use is captured in glorious HD, but then down-converted to terrible SD. And the show is shot in SD too because that is what the output is ultimately going to be. Even if we made the whole master edit of Good Game in HD, you would never see it because that's not how it's broadcast. Pocket and Well Played don't have to worry about that though. We don't worry about your stinking broadcast standards. That's why Pete shoots me with all the pixels he can find. Pete, zoom in and show me off. So beautiful. Okay, back out now. My ego can't handle too much scrutiny. And we need to answer this question from Carlo from Rockingham, who says, hey NichBoy, I just completed Batman Arkham Knight on the PS4, one of the best games I have ever played. I really hope they make another, but the ending was pretty conclusive. What's your thoughts on this? Will they make more? Hey Carlo, look, Rocksteady have said they are done with the Arkham games, and I believe they mean that. Whether or not Warner Brothers agree is another story. They might put a different team on the series and start a whole new storyline, but what I think is more likely is we're going to transition into a Justice League game. With their film plans, DC have made it clear they're interested in expanding the universe beyond just individual characters, and I can't see why they wouldn't want to do that with their games as well. So maybe they'll take aspects of the Rocksteady gameplay and put it in a bigger Justice League game, or we see an Arkham-style Superman game, for example. For me, the series ended in such a strong way that I hope they leave that particular story arc alone, at least for a while. Carlo then adds, P.S. You should be the next Batman. I think you will do a better job than Ben Affleck. I agree, Carlo, and I was asked. Unfortunately, my busy Pocket contract couldn't accommodate the shooting schedule. Moving on, and Mech Nation from Adelaide wants to start an epic journey. Hi, NichBoy, or anyone else. I'll handle this one, guys. You stay there. I was wondering, what RPGs do you recommend for someone that has never really played one before? I play Destiny often, but that has shallow mechanics of an RPG. I have a PS4, PS3, Vita, 3DS, iOS devices, and a decent laptop. Ah, you show off. Look, I'm so proud of you, Mech. This is a very important first step. There are so many great games out there, but you always remember your first. We need to make it special. You could go classic with a Baldur's Gate or Pillars of Eternity style game, but they might be a little old school and intimidating. Or take some Final Fantasy action, but that's an acquired taste and you'll either love JRPGs or you'll be turned off the whole genre forever. Skyrim is a gorgeous game with a great story and a beautiful world, but it's more action-focused than some other RPGs. Maybe go left of field and play Red Dead Redemption, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and we need more games set in the West. Thank you very much. But I would say, if you've never played an RPG before, try Mass Effect 2. It's got great gameplay, a fascinating, rich universe, real consequences for the choices you make, and it's fully voice acted. And play as Femshep. Jennifer Hale's voice work is just top-notch.
I don't know what we're gonna find in there, but I won't lie to you. It's not gonna be easy. We've lost good people. We may lose more.
Mass Effect 2 is an astounding game that is easy to pick up and a great intro to the genre. And by the time you finish that, you could possibly squeeze in The Witcher 3 before Fallout drops in November. All right, our final question comes from Shay Neary, who asks, what should I wear to Good Game Live? Shaniri, cosplay as me, send me a pic and I'll send you a prize. All right, that's it for today's episode of Ask Pocket. If you have a question, send it in here or tweet me here with the hashtag AskPocket, which is here. And that's also where you can send me pictures of you dressed as me. All right, until tomorrow, my Pocketeers, NichBoy out.